Crimechurch, read by the author Michael Botur. CHONG'S story, Chapter 5, The Definition of Ruthless. Annex Road is where it all goes down, just off Lincoln. Tons of warehouses around. Parked trucks, big and silent as icebergs. Everything's spacious and empty, except for the one little yard with the high fence. History happens here. You know, getting to see a real-life patchover is better than any concert, any World Cup, any parade. Latia and Joy want me to stay in and watch movies with them while I waggle Samson's little fists and, teach bubs how to box, but sorry ladies, duty calls. A man can hang out with a baby anytime, but a patchover, bro, that's historical. It's like the Twin Towers coming down or the last chopper out of Saigon. I missed out on seeing the Southern Vikings patching over to Banditos, and I missed the Harris gang getting mobbed up, so I ain't missing another. Shit like this comes around about as often as Halley's Comet. Tonight, Chong's in the throng as the patches come off and on. See, what's happened is the Epitaph Riders are history. In their place, Headhunters MC coming in from Auckland. Out of respect, or probably to keep making cash from dealing point bags, the 88s have left the giant $110 or fuck off sign up over the more legitimate sign saying Garden City panel beaters with panel spray painted over, so instead it says Garden City narc beaters. $110 is a real funny price point. Around the city, people that are needing their little 0.1 of a gram of powder won't normally go higher than $100, so charging cunts $110 means you're paying to get decent gear. The extra 10% tax is a tax for not getting the bash. Blako, he was president of the Epitaphs for decades. He ain't here tonight. Blako didn't want to get patched over by anyone, especially not Auckland. But there were 19 patch members voting against him, so I heard he filled a horse trailer with stuff from the clubhouse, framed photos and rockers and decals and flags and his favourite bar stool, and he took a chunk of the actual wood bar away with him and walked out, staunch to the end, like trying to carry on as a one-man chapter or something. The rest of the club put a hit out on him for that, but he didn't flee. Didn't run, didn't knock, didn't squeal. He's been in Oak to Ocean Rest Home in Brimwell for the last 6 months, I heard. Still a big unit, aged in his 70s, but tired, worn out, waiting for either emphysema or epitaphs to take him. He's old Blako, original gangster, rock solid. So, it's not like I'm joining in on the patchover. Tonight's just, it's just temping. It's just a casual gig, no strings attached. You don't have to love your boss. Just do what they say. Fuck, I'm not in the fucking epitaphs. Was a prospect, but that's, I don't know, not really taking it serious. Tonight my job's to work at the door, make the newbies welcome, holler if I spot cops or customers. I stand outside with the roller door of Garden City narc beaters half down, while the boys get ready for their rebrand. Most nights about 200 points are usually sold from here, fucking, what's that, 20 grand worth of product. But not tonight, there's no sales, shop's closed. Not ever again, actually. See, the heads have a policy of dealing only in wholesale, I've been told. No more door service, no more point bags. And when the heads make a change, boy, you better go with it. Want to know the truth? Half the reason I agreed to be on the door tonight is I want to see if a ruckus breaks out, see if any epitaphs refuse to patch over, see if there's a scrap, see if the Aucklanders fight as good as everyone reckons. So, Doggo's the name of the epitaphs journey of Vice Prez. He's organised the patch over. Doggo's this real skinny, real short little cunt with ride or die inked on his throat. He's had both ears chewed off and fights, which is how come he looks like a Staffy Cross, which is one theory about his nickname, though Chongy knows the actual truth. Doggo's milling around outside in the parking lot, fiddling with the badges on his faded jacket, chain smoking, agitated, waiting for the last of the headhunters to grab their bags from the airport and taxi the fuck over here. Airport, man. Back in the day, 1%ers weren't 1%ers unless they rode their Harleys the length of the country. Park at Wellington, you ride the inter-islander ferry, you have a piss-up, you fight some rugby players, it's traditional. The heads have no tradition to them. Plastic gangsters, if you ask me. Doggo's antsy about tonight's ceremony. He's wearing a faded old epitaph's patch with shit littering that's baggy on his tired body. The man cannot wait to pull his colours off and burn them. He takes his agitation out on me. Only the most ruthless cunts get to the top of the pyramid. And Doggo is the definition of ruthless. One theory about his name is he got it from earning his fur patch. You get your purple patch from rooting a dead hooker, get your black patch for stuffing the exhaust pipe or your bike with Vaseline and rooting it. As for your fur patch, gotta root a dog. What's my name, prospect? Doggo kicks me in the knees to see if Chong Tower will crumble. Lucky you, Doggo. You just got signed into the book of the dead. Just wait till I get my pen and my 1P5 and write your fucking name. Kick me, you fucking... your name's Vice President, sir. Nothing but a hang around you are. You King Kong can't say my name fucking proper. Doggo? Mr. Doggo? He's been waiting for me to say it. Doggo takes a step back and swings the metal tip of his boot into my dick. I can't not react. I crumple, bending over, wincing. A sickness spreads up my guts, a fire polluting my ribcage, my heart. I can almost taste puke on the back of my throat. Good thing I've popped that ecstasy to level out my moods. My head hangs low and I want to dissolve onto the ground and writhe like a worm in the sun, but I keep my neck just strong enough that my head doesn't sink any lower. Rise, boy, rise. Man up. I was born with squinty eyes on account of the Chinese thing, but when I get mad, my eyes squint so fucking bad they disappear. I'm squinting the fuck out of Doggo right now. Keeps a blade on him at all times, old Doggo. Hangs in a leather pouch, and I can tell that he's thinking about sticking me right now, just because he's emotional about his club winding down and the big city bullies taking over. Just as he's unbuttoning his sheath, about to finger his blade, 6 taxis pull into Garden City narc-beaters and the Auckland boys emerge. The shot caller, Doily, he's quite a shrunken old geezer with a beard belly, and all his hair flashes silver when the evening sun glints on it, but you can tell under his jacket that his body is still built like a mountain. Steep slopes of trapezius muscle running from his shoulders up to his ears. He won some bench pressing titles back in the day, I heard. This won't take long, I hear Doily complaining, weary. Heading up to the Hutt Valley tomorrow, got Satan Slayers rebranding. Everyone wants to 8 up these days. Fucking plastic cunt sprinkles 88 patches across the land like trading cards, I'm telling you. Fuck's your name, son? Doily goes to our friend who's just kicked me in the nuts. You're not the president. Where's Blako? Where are you, Veep? You're a Veep, right? Tell me you're your fucking Veep, Doggo. Doggo, is that you? Is that your name? That's me? Doggo goes, trying to press his nose against Doily, who's like a magnet. 5 big boys rock up behind him, because you got to ask permission before you try and hongy Doily. The boys that rock up are deep, dark brown boys, my favourite to beat up. Their necks are so thick they could only have fit on their gold chains when they were babies, and they've probably grown into the gold chains and the chains are stretched around their necks. Blakey boys sacked it. He's not with us no more. He's fair game. You can go get him if you want. You're the one that's fair game. Change is blowing in the wind. Doily shoves Doggo towards the workshop. I feel a little bulge coming on. I love seeing bullies get stood over. We have got to change that name of yours, Doggo. You know what we do with dogs. One of Doily's boys hovers in front of me, his eyes blasting mine. You, gook. Someone's got to go find Blako. You don't mind getting dirty, do you, prospect? Go find him. I shake my head. My arms are folded over my chest. I can't drop my arms, else I'll get a smack in the face. I try to keep my knees close, though. I can't take another shot to the cock. It's impossible to make your dick tough. It's the only weak bit on a strong chong. Blako's in a geriatrics home, brother, I tell the headhunter, trying to keep his horrible breath out of my nose. He's over in Brynwood. Where? Brynwood, bro. Shit, you've got weird place names down here. You root a lot of sheep, Canterbury boy? You like fucking sheep? Yeah? Meh, you like sucking a fucking sheepcock? If you say so, sir. Blako doesn't get a pass just because he's decrepit. Drag his ass back here. I don't care if he's about to cock it. I hear a revving from inside the garage. Stench of petrol wafts out and crawls up my nose. There are flashes of orange on the wall telling me that they've got the fire cooking nicely in the drum. They've got the bikes rumbling and it's almost time to turn patches to ashes. Not that the taffs look too thrilled about it. Some of them are clutching their patches pretty damn tight. I reckon they'd form their own clique if they had the chance. Actually, speaking of which, the stragglers, the ones that don't really want to patch over, they could start a civil war brewing. Doily's nose touches my ear, light as a fairy. The growl comes from deep in his throat. "Chuck Blako in the boot of your car and bring him here." Doily tears me away from my post, boots me in the ass, pushes me out towards the road, and I have to swing my arms to stop from falling to the ground. "Either he dies, or you die."